It's time for them Patriots to mount up, mount up. It's time for them Patriots to mount up, mount up. Patriots, mount up. Let's monitor the politics, give them all the realness. Everything transparent so the people feel this. Government officials, we gon' challenge all your bullish. Lying to the people in the world, let's expose this.
Patriots, mount up! Hello, Salty Dogs. Welcome to the Salty Sailor Nation Live. I'm your honored but humbled host, the Salty Sailor, talking to you live from my bunker in sunny AZ. It is Thursday, May 20th, 2021, 7 o'clock on the dot of a new patriotic republic. Again, for all those, I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. I'm back. For new timers, ex-military, first-time live broadcaster. This is Tense with Common Sense, fighting for the right to be free, promoting a conservative viewpoint while trying to understand the tyrannical left. Hoo-yah! All my articles are sourced and researched on my own, and after reading them, show is based on my opinion and my opinion only. For all those geeky fat checkers out there in social media land, suck it. Here we go. So, as I mentioned in my beginning, this is episode 25. Took about I would say, 100-day break from the show. Need to refresh and recharge my batteries. As you can see, I didn't miss much. It looks like we're back in the same crap we were earlier. So I want to go ahead and just tell everybody that I'm going to do one night a show every Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. If not, the fallback show will be this Thursday. Or the Thursday after. But either way, we're back and I'm excited. I've recharged and ready to go. So let's get into this. Here we go. One of the things I found interesting, obviously, as everyone knows, with Biden in power, it's been 100 days. Obviously, the economy is tanking. Inflation is up. Gas is still ridiculous. We are subservient apparently now to Russia and China and Iran. We have so let's just go through what we have and don't have right now since Trump has left office. And again, like I told one of my Agent 99 really is that it's not no matter about Trump anymore. It's really comes down to red or blue, to be honest with you, at this point. But unfortunately, because Biden is sitting in the office and everyone pounded Trump when he was in the office, now it's Biden's turn. And quite frankly, there's plenty of ammo to use here, right? High gas prices. I remember gas is at the lowest point, like $1.79, but because of mean tweets, we're now at what is it? I think I just filled up the other day at $3.30 a gallon. Ridiculous, right? And God forbid, I have also a truck. Lord, I don't even want to go into the price of gas for me on that. So we have high gas. Let's check this. High inflation. Lumber is up the highest point it's ever been. I think it's up to now 4.2% via inflation, which means it's also going to affect the home market, which means that could also affect jobs down the road. So inflation's up. We're still semi-quasi back in school. The mask mandate has been supposedly lifted. However, there's still people following the mask mandate. And quite frankly, isn't it interesting that the mask mandate got released right when people were really, really complaining about the gas prices? Crazy, right? You can kind of lead your theories or point there, correct? However, even more so, we still have the crisis at the border. And guess what? After 100 days, Biden nor Camilla has never been down there. And I said that for a reason because I don't like her. They have not been down to the border yet, but there's no crisis, right? Then another thing just recently in the news, why is it that we are lowering sanctions for Russia to create a pipeline for gas? Yet Joey B decides to go ahead and cut the Keystone pipeline. So we're basically letting Russia get all the money, employ Russians, but we can't employ our own at home. So really, what is the thought behind that, Joe? I want to know. Please tell me. What is the price? What are you doing? What are you doing? Not only is he mentally inept, again, just a blunder the other day at the Coast Guard ceremonial graduation, he says that they're dull. Who says that? What acting president tells Coast Guards, cadets that are graduating to become into the Coast Guard, that they're dull, right? Read an article a couple days ago, this whole crisis on the border. Guess what? That they're not admitting. Guess what? They're now starting to put, excuse me, migrant children on military bases to house them. Why? Joe, you're an idiot. Period. Moving on. That's just my rant right now. I'm sorry. Let me get into the actually stories here for everybody. Interesting story came up on the Gateway Pundit about potentially that Idaho or some communities in Oregon pretty much want to go ahead and separate themselves. It's really the rural communities in Oregon want to separate themselves from Oregon and align themselves with Idaho. They have this massive map. I'll see if I can post it on my page, the Salty Sailor Nation.com or Salty Sailor Nation Live on Facebook and Rumble and everywhere. But I'll try to post that for you, the map. But basically, what I want to do is this big community has gotten all these communities, rural communities together, and it encompasses part of Oregon, even northern part of California, and even some of Washington in this massive conglomerate of the new Idaho because they feel that their conservative viewpoints are not being followed in the metropolitan areas, which, guess what? I tend to agree with them. They're not. But anyway, the point is they're trying to push this forward, and we'll see what happens with that, but it'll be an interesting topic going forward. And it really, I was explaining this to not only Agent 99, but also some of my, let's just say, left friends, okay, or Democratic friends, however you want to, moderates. I don't know if you guys are noticing this from the 30,000 foot view, which I don't know a lot of people are because it's a 24-hour news cycle. But this, everyone's worried about the Civil War supposedly or what's supposed to happen. I don't think it's going to be an arms race. I think it's just going to be more of whether it's going to be a political thing or just people doing this legally, right, through the routes, as Oregon seems to be doing. You're starting to see the fracture of America as we know it. I've predicted this was going to happen. It's already starting to happen in slow excerpts of it. You're starting to see it now. You're going to start seeing more and more people at the school districts, for instance, right? All these school board meetings. People are shooing these freaking legislators out of school board meetings for the school boards saying, get out of here. We want our kids back in school. So that's happening right now, right? Then you have companies that are countries starting to slowly do it on their own. So they're starting to slowly go, we want to succeed from the United States. This is the first step to succession. You have Texas going on their own. They're passing bills completely obliterating whatever Biden passes. You're gonna start seeing this, and from the guy that promoted unity and everyone's gonna heal. Does this look like healing to you? First of all, he's a joke. Russia, China, and Iran are laughing at him. Our main ally, Israel, the Jewish state, democratic Jewish state of Israel, or democracy, sorry. They're for us. They're our backbone. They're our ally. And yet we got this idiot that's canceling freaking being able to supply them or sustain them with arms. Number one, to defend themselves. Number two, he's seen on the freaking runway talking to Rashida Tlaib, whatever the hell her name is, and supposedly she was chastising him for the Palestinians' rights. First of all, she shouldn't even be in Congress, number one, because she's been proven to be an extremist, like I said. On top of that, she's going through telling him this. He can't even say her name right. He said it wrong like 3 times, prompting her up. He can't give a commitment on whether he's going to back Israel or not. What president in our lifetime, or even before me, has ever not committed to backing Israel? What president? Name it. You can't. So this idiot he's a flip-flopper. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and it's getting worse and the country's going down the tubes. As a former veteran, this is really pissing me off. I defended this country, and I have this idiot ruining it. It's ridiculous. Moving on. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Dr. Fauci, I like to say Fauci because it's when you say something is fake, or Fauci. Not only is he the highest paid freaking medical guy in the freaking United States government, that our tax dollars pay him, but he also, and the reason why they've been slowly kind of distancing themselves from Wuhan, which we all know where it came from. It's the stupidest thing on the planet for you. I mean, really. But anyway, besides that, he actually helped fund the Wuhan lab. First of all, why are the taxpayers funding someone creating advanced viruses, mutating them in China, and we're paying for it. And this idiot is funding him. He's trying to slowly distance himself away, but he's been caught now. And he should face charges, quite honestly. First of all, he should be fired. He's been there since freaking like Carter. He needs to get the hell out of there. He's a loser and he needs to leave. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. First of all, the guy's never been right. Name one thing he's been right about since this whole thing has started. Nothing. He told Texas that they were Neanderthal thinking. You know, they were all a bunch of Neanderthals when they went against his word. And guess what? As of last week, I think an article came out about Texas having zero COVID deaths. You know why? Because they went mask free. That's why. This idiot doesn't know what he's doing. So there's that. Moving on again. Biden. Okay. Yesterday's press conference. I don't even know what the hell they were doing, to be honest with you. I didn't even want to preview the video because he's stupid. But they held a press conference. Guess how many people tuned into this press conference? I mean, you would think, I don't know, he got 81 million votes supposedly, right? So guess how many people tune in? Not 799 people. Not even 1,000 people tune in to watch this idiot. That's how low he is. His approval ratings has already sunk below 50%. I don't see them raising. So how did this guy, explain to me again, how did this guy win? Do you think that there's something, I don't know, shady in the mist? Well, again, I had Agent 99 bring up the fact because she reads other articles from CNBC and, you know, the people that are basically the Democratic propaganda news. But essentially, they're trying to go back and dispute the reports from the Maricopa County, Arizona audit. The team admitted the files were deleted, but then they're also going to recover the files, right? So we'll see what if that bears fruit. The process is still going on. If you remember correctly, they sent a bunch of, the Democratic side sent a bunch of lawyers. Clinton's involved in this, by the way, because her lawyer is the one that's bringing all this crap up and trying to cancel this, which is still going through, so they can't. But here's the thing. They're finding mass discrepancies, but here's the funny thing about this. The reason why the Democrats are so, and I shouldn't even say Democrats because there is moderate Democrats out there. Let's just call them the leftist anarchists. But besides that, the leftists, I'll rephrase that, are pushing this because they know if this domino drops, they're screwed. Because if they do find discrepancies, other states are going to follow. In fact, Vernon Jones is going to schedule a press conference tomorrow in Atlanta to call for full forensic audit in Georgia's elections. Okay? So not only is it going to be Arizona, it's going to be Georgia. Michigan has also found some discrepancies in terms of the coding used on it. They've already found it. They're going to start launching a full investigation so you can start seeing the dominoes drop. Now, here's the question. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Oh, here's the question. It's not just the presidential race that's going to be in question. It's going to be the Senate races too. For instance, in my own state of Arizona, you had Mark Kelly and you had McSally. She only lost by 80,000 votes, right? So if all this auditing shakes out and it's corrupt, they have to go by how much she was ahead by the paper vote, right? They can't go through the digital vote. They have to use the paper vote. And she was leading at that time. So here's the funny thing. And here's where it could get really crazy. Let's say they do find this out and this does happen. And we all know it's going to end up bearing some sort of fruit. What fruit that is, we don't know. But let's say it does bear fruit. Let's say that they do find it and it favors McSally. So guess what happens? They don't do a runoff. She goes in as a Senate. Well, here's how important this is. If McSally goes in, let's say she replaces the Democrat Mark Kelly that got voted in potentially illegally. Let's say she goes in as senator for a Republican. Guess what happens? The House now flips back, or is it the House? No, I'm sorry, the Senate. The Senate now flips back to the Republicans. Weird, huh? Why do you think the Democrats are fighting so hard? Because then the Republicans would have the majority back in the Senate again, and they can't go on their freaking agenda that they've been doing, this racist, Marxist agenda that they're promoting. Interesting. So Arizona's a huge pivotal point. I would really keep watching, because it's going to be interesting. And again, to my point, Hillary's attorney, Mark Ellis, her campaign manager, John Podesta, and Biden's chief of staff, Ron Klain, are connected to the Democrat efforts to stop the Maricopa County audit. Why are they so worried about it? If you did nothing wrong, you wouldn't be worried about it. Moving on. In Chicago, another tyrant Democrat mayor, Lori Lightfoot, facing backlash over anti-white racist interview policy. Basically what she said, so let me get this straight. Racism as a whole, right? If I'm racist and I call someone else racist, that makes me racist, correct? Just a thought. Okay. This chick, and I don't even want to use mayor because she's worthless, but she decides that from now on she doesn't ever want to she doesn't want to be interviewed by white reporters. She only wants African American reporters to interview her. What would you call that? Just a thought. I don't know. I'll let you guys think of it for yourself. Let's see. I thought this was kind of, in all this big scheme of things, I thought this was hilarious. Because now, remember, we're supposedly mask free. If you've been vaccinated, you can go without, and who cares if you are? It doesn't matter. It's your choice, your body, your choice. Some Congress people have went into Congress without masks. They're fining them $250 every time they don't show up. The next fine is $2,500. I thought we were good to go. Not really showing that we're really safe, are we? Moving on. Joe Biden tried to call, I think his name is, I'm going to probably butcher the name, Netanyahu from Israel, basically to supposedly scold him like he says. He denied the call. So apparently Israel does not like Biden. Shocking, I know, but there we go. Huge. Here's an article in the Gateway Pundit. Huge. Election officials in Pennsylvania blame coding error of Dominion voting machines for flaws with Republican votes in this primary this weekend. So again, it could favor the Democrats. Wouldn't you all want to know? Really? I would. This one really kind of annoyed the crap out of me, and that's why I'm extra salty tonight. Trans golfer who played on the men's college team wins women's title, and he eyes the LPGA. How is that fair to a woman if you have a transgender playing in the women's final so he could just dominate? That's where we are today, folks. It's ridiculous. Anything else I can say? Honestly, in New York, in Rochester, New York, troopers raid Democrat mayor's home in Rochester, New York. Police announce it's a criminal investigation. Wonder why. And I'll end this note. This really ticked me off. Here we go again, folks. Just in, January 6th commission passes 252 to 175 in the House. There are 35 rhinos that are going in with the Democrats again. So basically, we're going to, again, try to impeach Trump for the third time. For what? I mean, at some point, when you beat your head against the wall so many times and nothing happens other than you having a headache, doesn't it make sense to there's probably nothing there? That you're just trying to make stuff up? Which is truly the Democratic agenda in the first place. Shocking. Spending all this time chasing everybody else? I don't know. They focus on the border, the pipeline, jobs, lowering inflation, lowering gas prices, worrying about what we look like across the world, worrying about there may not be a World War III happening. I don't know. Let's try that instead of trying to impeach Trump for the third time, and instead of trying to get all of Trump's cronies and lock them up. Why don't you pay attention to what's happening? I can't even say what I want to say, but there you go. Common sense, fools. Good Lord. In other news, cowards, new board. Scottsdale Unified School District, this is my home state of Arizona, shutted out building over COVID restrictions. They basically made this school board leave because they're fed up. And I think you're going to start seeing more citizens rebel. And this is where it starts, guys. This is the start of the rebellion. the separation, the fact that this guy was supposed to be promoting unity and it has not happened. So then where's all the media attacking him like they did Trump? Where? Another thing is, I don't know if you saw this video, but in Detroit, this senile old guy is trying to drive a truck on a track. He's making fun and saying he's going to run over a reporter. I mean, think about that. That would have been someone else. Would we have days and days of news coverage saying he's a maniac animal and wants to kill people? Probably. So that's it for me this evening, folks. I mean, sorry, I had a lot of pent up, let's just say, rage and saltiness. So I wanted to get that out. I appreciate it. My final thoughts, I kind of just summed it up all together. So hopefully next show we'll have something more concrete. I want to leave you guys with this one question. Do you think Biden has made this country seem like a joke across the world optically? I'll leave that for you to discuss in comments if you have time to do comments, or send me an email. Any questions, please get in touch with me or to leave commentary, intel, etc. Reach me via email at thesaltysailor@saltysailornation.com. Please like and share, subscribe to my show. I'm on Parler, Rumble, Freedom Fam, Telegram, Freedom Tube, Insta, Facebook, etc. Let's spread and help me spread the conservative word. In conclusion, as always, this show is dedicated to all the first responders and essential employees. Y'all deserve a shout out. To all my brothers and sisters in the armed forces, both here and abroad, both past and present, stay frosty. Thank you, Salty Dogs, for listening. Keep the faith, Salty Dogs, and hold the line. The Salty Sailor. Peace out.